We're at the Bristol show 2017, and at the Sony stand they were demonstrating their new STR-DN1080 Av Receiver. We spoke to Eric Kingdon about the new Dolby Atmos AVR.
We've set up an Atmos system utilising a 5.1.2 arrangement with a large 75-inch TV, and we're premiering our new AV receiver and new 4K Blu-ray player. Now this receiver is very important to us because we've learnt an awful lot from the ES range and products that we've worked on for a number of years, and we've taken the best decoding systems we can muster and built them into this model. This is a 7.1 receiver, so it can accommodate, if you want to, 5.1 arrangement and add your two Atmos speakers. Now the Atmos speakers can be upward firing or they can be ceiling mounted, and you can calibrate the system very, very fast. It has an amazing super quick setup procedure called DC-AC-EX. Now this configuration, this automatic calibration system uses a stereo microphone, so you get really, really quick, accurate setup. But not only that, it can accommodate an Atmos system, and on top of that it even has a really cool feature called speaker relocation. Now we don't all live in an ideal world where we can accommodate a perfect ITU arrangement of loudspeakers in our home. We have a sofa, we have other things, we have books, we have a coffee table. So if your speakers aren't in the most ideal position, the system will calibrate, understand where things are, and then it will, in space, using virtual processing technology, realign the speakers to give you an optimum setup. It offers phase matching system control as well, but more importantly, thanks to its heavyweight signal processing for DTS, X, as well as Atmos and post EQ and so on, post processing, it can do something we call virtual surround back or surround back phantom processing. Now it has 7 channels, but it acts like it's got more because it can generate for you a surround back left and right phantom loudspeaker. So if you have the right kind of room, you can generate a beautifully seamless large sound field covering the Atmos technology as well. Of course it's got all the streaming things that you've come to expect. It's got a really neat feature now on the remote control, which is a music service button, so you can simply press that and get access to Spotify. It has other things built in, so you've got twin Wi-Fi aerials, you can connect it up to a NAS drive to play your content back on it, and it's something that we've worked very, very hard on in terms of improving the sound quality over the previous generation model. Many things to do with power supply, component device choice and so on. High resolution music audio playback, whether via your network or via the USB socket on the front, will allow you to enjoy double DSD in really, really great quality. So the reaction we've had to it has been tremendous.
Also at the Sony stand was their new UBP-X800 Ultra HD Blu-ray player.
This is a marriage, so you can't have one really without the other. But all joking apart, the Blu-ray player is designed to stand alone if you want to, as an individual component, but it's a perfect match to the new STR-DN1080. The UBP-X800 is our first 4K Blu-ray player, and again we took a lot of know-how in terms of what we'd learnt on the UHP-H1, made this a full-size separate. We've used a very super strong chassis, what we call a frame beam design, and we've actually increased the thickness of that chassis by around, I think it's from 1mm to 1.2mm, so we've got a super strong chassis. Everything's nicely set out, beautifully laid out inside. We've got the mecha deck completely isolated, so the vibration that it might incur because a Blu-ray 4K disc runs much quicker is kept well under control. We have a special heatsink, a die-cast heatsink, which has a special S-shaped pattern on the end of the fins. This is for a reason. Each of those fins has a kind of moulded shape at a slightly different point. Now this means that those fins don't resonate at the same frequency, and a heatsink is actually incredibly microphonic, and we want to minimise that impact. We've done other things like improve the power supply, the output power supply output capacitors and so on. It's of course a 4K, super 4K Blu-ray player with HDR naturally, so it's a 4K HDR Blu-ray player high resolution capable, because these kinds of devices sit as your home entertainment media center almost. So if you want to play high resolution music fast through it, you want to play super audio CD on the optical drive, no problem. It has 4K network streaming built in as well. So we've tried to cover all the bases and provide a comprehensive product that can stand alone as a really, really great value for money player.